Hey guys, it's Shakai11, and as promised, I am back with another cooking video as requested. My diet is kind of limited because I do not eat pork or beef. I will let my boys have beef sometimes if that's what they like, but my main diet is chicken and fish. Today I'll be making baked ziti, and I'll be making it with turkey sausage, and this is the Shady Brook Farms type. You can get whatever brand you like. And I use the hot Italian. It's hot. You can get the mild if you like. I'll also be using 1 pack of Jenny O ground turkey. This is my preference. Some of the other ones have a funny aftertaste, so I usually get the Jenny O brand. Now, you can double this recipe if you're making for more than 4 people. I'm making a small pan. So here's the turkey sausage here. I also have a small ricotta, any brand you like, and that's part skim. I have 2 small mozzarellas. They were on sale, so it was better for me to get the small ones than the large one. I also like to switch up my cheese. I put a little bit of, this is Borden extra sharp cheese. I apologize, the lighting in my kitchen is horrible. I have 1 box of ziti rigatoni, and these are the ones with the ridges on the ends, and that tends to hold on to the sauce more. I have 2 of these. I'm going to boil about 1.5 of ziti. I also have Prego, that's my sauce of preference, and I have the roasted garlic and herb. I have the traditional, and I have the tomato basil. It depends on how saucy you like yours, so eyeball it. I may be using 2. I may end up using 3. I like mine to have a lot of sauce. I do not like dried out baked ziti. And in my colander here, I have 1/4 of a diced bell pepper, 3 cut up cloves of garlic, and 1/4 of a white onion that's been cut up, chopped up very fine. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to, right, it's quiet. Sorry, my son's playing video games. He gets a little excited. I'm going to take the skin off of these. So what I do is, let me see, I just take the casing off. So I just squeeze the sausage out of the casing. Usually they squeeze right out, but this one's being a little difficult. I take all of it out, so it's kind of ground up. Now, unless these sausages say pork-free casing or no casing at all sausages are going to come in a pork casing. So if for religious reasons you do not eat pork at all, do not buy this brand because it has a pork casing. I have seen casein-free sausages, so look for the casein-free. And I'm just going to take everyone out. And after I do that, I'll be back with the next step. Okay guys, what I've done is I've put about a tablespoon of olive oil into the pot, and I dumped in my vegetables, and I just lightly sauteed them till the onions are translucent, but please make sure you do not burn your garlic. The temperature's on medium heat. Now I'm going to add my ground turkey and my turkey sausage. I'm just pushing that in there. Now, if you do not eat meat, my alternative to this, and I have made it before and it's delicious, is 2 cups of finely chopped squash, or sorry, 2 cups of finely chopped zucchini. Excuse me for the squash. 2 cups of finely cut zucchini, 4 cups of spinach, and 2 cups of finely chopped broccoli. Also, I've added 1 whole tomato to mine, finely minced, and you can do a vegetarian type baked ziti. It is very delicious. and you do not have to eat the meat. So, my variation for vegetarian is 4 cups of spinach, 2 cups of finely chopped broccoli, 2 cups of finely cut zucchini, and 1 large tomato minced. And you just cook it the same way till the vegetables are slightly tender. You're not going to cook it as long as you would, of course, meat. You can actually throw in any vegetable. So any vegetable of your choice that you really like, you can add in and make a vegetarian style baked ziti. Okay, so now we're just gonna throw the meat in there. And I'm going to lightly season it with adobo, and this is the low sodium. It says adobo light. Sorry for the glare. I'm just lightly sprinkling. Sorry, I'm blocking my view. Very light. You don't need too much. Cheese is salty, so just want to give your meat a little flavor. This is the Lawry's 25% less sodium, and I'm very, very lightly, much lighter on the Lawry's. Onion powder. I'm out of garlic powder, but I did use fresh garlic, so won't miss that. Black pepper. I would say probably about a teaspoon. Of black pepper. I would do about a half teaspoon of the other seasonings. Onion powder and garlic powder has no salt, so you can actually go as heavy as you'd like when you're doing onion powder and garlic powder. And I'm just going to put a sprinkle of the Tony Chachere's Creole sauce because I like that little bit of heat, even though the sausage is hot. So we're going to just close this pot and let my meat cook thoroughly. I'm just mushing it down to make it all ground. And I will cover my Paula Deen cookware that I bought before I knew she didn't like people of color. And I'm going to let that simmer, and I'll be back once the meat is brown and thoroughly cooked. Okay guys, I'm back. My meat is brown and it is done. Or it's about 80% done. I would say 85% done. It's been drained. I've taken a cylinder like this with the fine holes in it, and I thoroughly drained all the fat off of my meat. Turkey doesn't have as much fat as ground beef does, but it does have some fat because I'm not using the pure lean turkey. What I'm going to do now, so I'm going to add a can of the roasted garlic and herb. I don't know why my camera has such trouble focusing. I'm going to have to figure that one out. I know when you put it up close, sometimes it has trouble. And I'm going to pour that in. And I like the 3 different flavors because it gives it more dimension and different flavors in your mouth. Or your palate picks up the different flavors. And of course I'm going to put a little water because there's a lot of sauce left in there. And rinse them out. And remember, I still have the traditional. Now if you don't want, you can stick to whichever one you like. Okay. And this one has a lot still in there. And I'm just rinsing out the second jar. Remember, I have another jar left over. This is the 24 fluid ounce jars. They do sell the large ones, so if you rather just get one large one, or maybe one large and one small one, you can do that as well. So I'm just putting the sauce in. Remember, I have the traditional left over. And I'm just going to let everything cook down and let the flavors meld together. So So you have your vegetables in there, you have your meat or meat sauce, and you're just gonna let everything cook. Now, most of the time when I do this, I also add Hormel turkey pepperoni. I am out. It gives it a delicious flavor. So if you guys are watching this video and you're gonna stop at the grocery store and make it, pick up a Hormel turkey pepperoni. It's so good. You just layer that in between. All right, so I'm gonna cover it back up and I'm gonna let everything cook. And while everything is cooking, I'm going to finely slice up my cheese. Okay, so you just let that simmer for a while. My pot back there is boiling rapidly, and I'm gonna put my pasta in as well. And cook it until it is al dente. You do not want to overcook your pasta, because remember, this is going to go in the oven, so you don't want your pasta to be extremely soggy. So I just cook it, and then I take one out with a fork, and we're going to touch it. It's going to have a little bit of firmness to it, and then you're going to stop your pasta from cooking. So when you put it in the oven, your pasta is not too soggy. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back with my meat sauce. It is bubbling, as you can see. And it smells so good in here. Smell-o-vision, anyone? And I have my pasta. And it's like a little firm, but not real squishy. And I'm going to add it to the pot. I have turned the, so I thought, the stove off. And I'm just going to start adding my pasta. Okay. You're just going to stir to incorporate everything like they do. And this is the time when you can tell if you're going to need more sauce or not. And like I said, when it bakes, it's going to dry out a little bit, so I am going to add more sauce. Does look a little saucy now, but like I said, when it bakes, it's going to dry out some. So here's my third sauce. And that's the traditional Prego. I'm just going to add that in there. Stir and watch it. If you have extra sauce, don't worry about it. You can hold on to it, refrigerate it. Use it to make like baked chicken parm, chicken cutlets, or whatever you'd like to use your sauce with. Okay, so that's looking, you can see the difference now. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It is very saucy. And that's exactly what we want. Okay, now we're going to start to plate it. Or put it in the pan to go in the oven. Okay, here is my pan. I'm using a small pan. And I've put 4 tablespoons of sauce at the bottom. I have my cheese that's been sliced thinly, and I'm not going to use all this cheese. Anything extra will go into a second pot of Baked Ziti. And I also have half of both blocks grated mozzarella, as well as the cheddar for the topping. So now we're just going to start pouring half of the ziti into the pan. And be very careful, because if you're doing it right away, as you can see, it's smoky. And you're going to start to layer your cheese now. So I'm just going to layer the mozzarella. And I am purposely leaving gaps in between, so little bitty gap. And I will definitely have enough for a small pan after this. So it's probably going to be about 1.5. I'm probably not going to fit the rest in a pan this size. So if you have a small Pyrex or whatever you have, you can just use that and continue to bake like so. All right. Let's put a little here. Now I'm going to take my cheddar. Now you can alternate your cheeses. You can use provolone. You can use Parmigiano Reggiano, Asiago if you like those sharp cheeses. Provolone, what have you. It's completely up to you. So that's my cheese. Now I'm going to take my ricotta and just lightly flop that on top. Also a way, if you want to cut out some fat, you can opt to use gluten-free pasta. I usually have it in the house from Trader Joe's, but I'm currently out. I ran to my local supermarket, and this is what they had. So here we go. That cheese is going to melt very nicely over the dish. You're going to add some more of your pasta mixture and meat sauce onto the top. I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So it's nice and warm. Everything is already warm, so you're basically just going to melt the cheese and let all the flavors mesh thoroughly. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the cheddar and just lightly sprinkle it over the top. Now you do not have to grate your cheese if you want. You can put whole slices just like I did to the middle over the top. It's up to you. It just looks a little more pretty when you grate it. Now I'm putting the mozzarella on top. And if I had grated cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano, I would put that right on top, but I am fresh out. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 15 minutes. Remember, everything is cooked. That's why I cook my meat thoroughly. So all you're basically doing is warming it up and melting the cheese inside. And I'm going to be serving this with garlic bread. And I'm only doing the garlic bread because it came free. Three sauces at my local ShopRite. And you get a free Pepperidge Farm garlic mozzarella bread. And I'm going to be doing a garden salad with this. And that's how I'm going to be serving it. Stay tuned for the plating. See you soon. Okay guys, I am back and I actually had enough left to make a small pan like this for leftovers. Now if you put it in a glass or some type of container that's able to go in the freezer, you can actually freeze this. I will not be cooking tomorrow, so we'll have enough for today. and tomorrow. And I've just taken the ziti. It's hot out of the oven. As you can see, it is piping. I don't know if you can see the smoke in there. And it looks really yum. Can't wait to eat. This will be my lunch and my dinner, running around all day. And I also made my signature salad. Let me hand this over because that's hot. And my signature salad is one of my signature salads. This is a bag, 3 hearts of romaine cut up. I cut them up very finely. And this is butter lettuce. So 3 hearts of romaine, finely chopped. Half a bag of the Trader Joe's butter lettuce. It has a very nice silky texture. I love butter lettuce, or it's also called Boston lettuce. And for some crunch, I use the broccoli slaw, the organic broccoli slaw from Trader Joe's. It's just julienne broccoli and carrots, and that gives my salads a nice crunch. I like texture, so. And I use a pack of cravens. And I believe this is the 100-calorie pack. Not sure. Try cravens. Yeah, 100-calorie pack of cravens. And 1 apple diced on top. And the garlic bread is in the oven, about to come out. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to put the information or the questions down in the comments box, and I will be sure to get back to you. I will not be doing the plating. We are actually going to eat family style tonight, so I'm waiting for everyone to come out to eat so we can enjoy a meal together as a family. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. Any more cooking requests, please put the information, like I said, in the comments box, and I will try my best to get to it very soon. Thank you. Bye.